yo. Wendy, hey, I swear I might not be in here that long. I have little to no motivation today, but even if I'm in here for 15 or 20 minutes, that's something. That is still something that counts. It still counts. Yeah, I had Skyview, and oh man, the kids were just so many kids. I'm super tired. Uh, super tired. Man, what a mercy. All right, what can I do that's quick and easy? I might just put some white paint on this thing and like work on this shirt a little bit, and that might be the only thing I do today. And if that is the only thing I do today, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Okay. No, tomorrow's Wednesday, and we'll get more done on Wednesday than we did today. Oh man. Oh boy. Let's see if we can do a little something real quick. Like, mm, a little bit. Yeah, it's been off and on. So I got the sniffles, and I don't know. I just was feeling congested again today. Had a slight headache, not nearly as bad as it has been, but it's like I can't really shake whatever this shit is. I'm thinking it's mostly just the change in the season and temperatures and air pressures and whatever. But man, this shit is really dragging out. You know, it's really dragging along here. Omizu, what's good, big bro? Somebody's texting my phone. Texting my phone. Somebody's texting my phone. Texting my phone. But I just want to be alone in my zone. In my zone. But somebody's texting my phone. Texting my phone. I just wanna be alone in the zone. Be alone in the zone. You ever had a day where you don't want to talk? You don't want to sit, but you don't want to walk? Chicken sandwiches, hey. He said I'm making them portobello fries from scratch. Play my cooking game. Mm-hmm. Now you doing that or the missus doing that? No, don't be like me, trying to steal everybody credit, trying to take everybody shine, steal everybody thunder. He said that's all me, dog. That's all me. I'm just checking. I'm just checking, man. You know, I ain't no super villain. I'm a steal whatever I can, but I don't want everybody else. I don't want everybody else to be like me. I got to be better people than me. And now I want some damn fries. Son of a bitch. Some good crispy fries. I don't give a damn portobello, goddamn waffle fries, beer fries, goddamn sweet potato fries. I don't give a damn. Give me a crunchy piece of potato. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Damn. Do I gotta do I gotta make some fries? This motherfucker done put all kind of thoughts in my damn head. I was not even thinking about that shit. But now that you mention it, now that you mention it, you know what? Some fries will be good right about now. I'm just saying. Low, what up, Art? Some fries will be good right about now. Mmm. She said, fuck a clam chowder. I'm making fish chowder. Mmm. That does sound good. A fish chowder. I only made clam chowder from scratch once, but it turned out way better than I thought it was. I was really kind of nervous, but it's a simple dish. But sometimes it'd be like the simple dishes be the ones motherfuckers be fucking up. Yeah, how you fuck up a pot of rice? But hey, people fuck up a pot of rice. You know, it's, sometimes it just be like that. But a fish chowder, have to find me a recipe. YouTube, how to make fish chowder. I make a pretty mean fish stew. Put some radish and some parsnips. That motherfucker. Some carrots and some okra. Something like some whiting or flounder or something, man. And some veggie stock. A little bit of seasonings. I make a pretty good fish stew. I love fish. Fish chowder. Why I ain't never think of that? Mm. This week I did turkey necks. I did smoked turkey necks with red beans, rice, macaroni and cheese, green beans, spinach, and a baked chicken and some biscuits. Green curry. I have to go over these sections with a little gray. I thought maybe like that background gray would look good enough, but my edges are kind of choppy. And if I try to blend just the white to get the edges a little smooth, I'm gonna mess up that gray section. So I may add like some a little bit of gray on here before I try to smooth it out. Man, today felt so long. Today felt so long. Guys, this is all I'm doing today. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna work on this little white section around her collar of her shirt. We're gonna have to call it a wrap, you know. I just feel super drained. I'm gonna go crash on the couch. I stop, man. I keep telling myself I need to read a book this year. I don't think I read a whole book this year. So I started two books. Started two books and haven't finished either one of them. And then I think tonight I'm gonna just start another book. But I gotta finish a book. I got a couple months left in the year before I can, to actually finish reading a book. But I got The Handmaid's Tale by Anne somebody. It was written in 1985, I think. And so I've had this book for a while, actually, for like a year, probably over 2 years now, and I just haven't read it. It was a gift. Somebody was like, "Oh, you'll like this book," but they didn't tell me why I would like the book. They're just like, "You probably like this," and I'm like, "Uh, okay." But I saw like previews. I guess they made a television adaptation of the book, like a TV series, and I saw a preview of the series, and I was like, "Yeah, that looks kind of corny." So I never watched the TV show. And then I was reading article. I forgot what article I was reading, but it was talking about science fiction and other authors who kind of were really good at predicting like a dystopian type future. And so they brought up Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, which I have read and have a copy of, and I was like, okay, yeah. And then they brought up George Orwell's 1984. I'm like, okay. And then they brought up Handmaid's Tale, and I'm like, and it's like, yeah, this is a dystopian future about how government can control sex and reproduction. I'm like, really? That's what this story is about? I was like, and you put it in the same category as Brave New World and 1984. I was like, I think I have to read this book then. I love those types of stories. Another one of my favorite ones is Fahrenheit 451, the temperature at which books burn by Ray Bradbury. So those types of future scenarios where yeah, shit's not really great. I kind of like that for some reason. Um, and so if The Handmaid's Tale is that genre of like dystopian future, totalitarian control over society, uh, freedom, movement, even reproduction. That was really key in both of the others in 1984 and Brave New World even more so. In Brave New World, people were sterile, and the only way they reproduced people were through like test tube babies, and they had this system called budding, where they can take one embryo and bud like 100 other copies of it. So it wouldn't just be like a set of twins. It'd be like 600 people who are the same person. And it basically just made people like robots. It was a very weird scenario with Brave New World. But in 1984, people were still people like and but you got paired up with your spouse. I think the government had to like choose who you would be with, and they can choose when you have a kid or not have a kid. Almost like the same thing in Orson Scott Card's uh, the Ender Game series. So Ender Game wasn't necessarily a dystopian, well, kind of. I guess it was when you think about it. It was a bleak future of like this perpetual war with aliens, but then we finally defeat the aliens. But then later on, like in the shadow of the hegemon, we just realized like shit is all being controlled by like corrupt people any fucking way. But even in that scenario, you had to have permission. You can have two kids, and that's it. And you had to have permission and certain regulations, and also a certain social status if you wanted to have more than two kids. And they say, to defeat overpopulation, blah 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 blah. But this one family, they were allowed to have a third child because they were looking for like child soldiers, and this family had two kids, and both of their kids got really, really, really close to being like the perfect child soldier, but not exactly. And so they said, man, you really do have some awesome genes, so just make one more kid for us. Because the government was trying to recruit their kids any fucking way. I love any kind of story like that, and I don't know. I guess I never realized that the Handmaid's Tale is supposed to be one of those type future scenarios. And then when I was reading the article about it, well, shit, I have that book somewhere. Let me find this book. It was a gift actually. Let me find this book. I think it's time for me to read that. But I'm so old, I don't remember much about them. Uh, yeah, the main theme of those books is uh, the future may be disappointing, to say the least. Yeah, you might be disappointed in how things turn out when you let the rich oligarchs and warmongers run everything. Yeah, you have a pretty good chance of running amok. Guys, I did a little bit of painting today. I have witnesses. It's documented on my YouTube channel. When I tell motherfuckers I paint every day, I mean that shit. I be in the studio. You know what I'm saying? You know where to find me. We did. We almost did a whole 30 minutes. Check that out, man. Almost a whole 30 minutes in here. One brush Tuesdays. Motherfucker did everything with the one brizzle. Yeah, son, all I need is that one little brush. I'll be good for this afternoon session. I don't need much. One little brush will get me right where I need to be. 30 minutes is better than 0 minutes. Octavia Butler. I've heard the name. I can't think of a book that she's written. Octavia Butler. Mm. Jill Cooper. Damn it, man. Okay. All right. Nah, son, that shit look good from where I'm sitting. Let me see. Damn, I gotta pull out another brush. Son of a bitch. I just wanna soften that a little bit right there. If I can just soften these lines a little smidgen. Okay. I feel better about that part. That's a wrap. Okay, guys, tomorrow should be normal timing for me getting home. And then we'll add some blues to the palette and work on that jean jacket. And I say the weekend is the deadline for this shit, man. We gotta have this thing wrapped up and at least started another piece by Sunday. I'm really trying to keep that schedule, so. Yeah, it looks like we're on a good course right now. Short and sweet, bro. Short and sweet. Right to the point. I think we're getting some rain tonight. All right, we ain't even got time for long goodbyes. I love y'all. I catch y'all tomorrow. Peace. We out of here.